tried to dress up my my headboard with the plant that does not belong. Water, got some chocolate. Hi honeys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know this video was on the way. We are talking about a 2020 recap. I actually found some questions on instituteofyou.org. Let me pull it up. And they have 2020 year review and 50 questions to help you reflect. Now, I'm not going to do all 50 questions because that's just a lot. So I put the questions in here. But then I also asked on my Instagram, you know, if you guys had any questions, any specific questions for me. And I was going to answer those as well. So I did get a few questions that I will answer at the end of this video from my Instagram. Can we pause for a second and, you know, just check out the glow of my skin? All right, we're going to choose 5 to 10 questions on the 2020 side. Here's question 1. Let's see what it'll be. What new habits did you start? Obviously, a new habit that everybody has started, including myself, is wearing masks.
The pandemic isn't over just because you're over it. The pandemic isn't over just because you're over it.
We all have to wear masks now, which is something that we've never had to do, at least in my lifetime. The only mask I usually put on is a sheet mask. So that is a new habit that I had to kind of adjust to, that we all had to adjust to. I feel like it's super important to wear your mask whenever you're out in public and whenever you're around people that you don't live with, people that you're not around every day outside of your immediate household. I'm trying to think of another non-COVID related habit that I've done. I've been trying to do 2 times per week, and this is definitely a tough habit to get into the routine of because working out is hard, and for me it's not fun. I know people say like the more you do it, eventually it'll become fun and you'll just want to do it. Well, I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I'll keep you guys posted. Hey, that's a good starter one, you know? Nothing too heavy yet. Okay, not looking, not cheating. 16. What got in the way of your success? What got in the way of my success in 2020? Well, it all stems from the root of COVID. Nothing really got in the way of my success at all. Like at work, I feel like I was still pretty successful in getting things accomplished that I needed to get accomplished. Working from home was a little bit of a kind of roadblock for me just because I wasn't used to it. We usually go into an office all day, every day. I usually have my stuff organized in a certain way. There's a place for everything. Now, when you try to bring that all into an apartment, it's a lot different because it's a smaller space. I already have a lot of stuff. I didn't want my work stuff getting mixed up with my regular stuff, or I didn't want to misplace anything or lose anything. I really didn't have a true home for each work item. Next question, 2020. Question 20. 20 of 2020. Okay. Who or what has had the biggest impact on your life this year? Impact how? Obviously, yes, COVID had the biggest impact of my life this year. It literally changed everything for me, as from like the people I could see on a regular basis. The what would be COVID, because of course we're in a pandemic. That shift, that made a big impact on my life a lot for many different reasons. Not just because we had to stay indoors and we couldn't see certain people. This year my life was impacted very greatly by losing people that I love. I don't want to cry during this video, but just so you know, I lost 3 people that were close to me. And one of them being my dad. So I just feel like there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about the people that I lost. And I feel like that has been impacting me the most, was literally in every single way. I lost my mom's dad, and I lost my dad's dad, and then I lost my dad. So I feel like those things affect me on a daily basis. So it's still like, I try not to harp on it and let it bring me down, but I honestly feel like that was the biggest thing that impacted my life in 2020. So stop crying. Stop crying. Next question. Okay. What did you leave unfinished? Well, I always say, well, so many things. Well, I mean, the only thing I can really think of for this one is not finishing my home buying process, and that is a true tea time story. So I'm gonna tell you guys all the tea about that because I feel like that's important to know. So we're gonna get into that video shortly into the new year. What do you do for your physical and mental health? Okay guys, this is so important, not only for 2020 but just for life. Let's start with mental health because that's kind of what affects me more personally than my physical health. But for mental health, of course praying. Of course that's where we should try to start if you are religious. If not, then this don't pertain to you. But of course prayer is gonna, you know, that's kind of where you should start, and that's kind of where you should do what you should do on a daily basis. What you could do on a daily basis is prayer. But you and me both know a lot of times prayer is not gonna be enough, like to keep us uplifted and to keep us afloat. Like you can pray all day and sometimes you still feel like there's something more you could have done, or there's something more you can do. And of course there is. For me, I went to therapy a lot. I've had sessions where I go once a week, sometimes I go every other week. But I'm actually in the process of switching therapists, so I've kind of taken a break from therapy for about 2 months, 3 months now, and I'm going to switch. I already have a new therapist lined up. Into the new year, I'm gonna be going with this new therapist instead. So therapy is a huge resource. Easy ways to find a therapist, especially if you are looking as a minority person or as a Black woman. For me, I wanted to get a Black therapist because I feel like some of my childhood traumas were more relatable to a Black therapist. But that's just my opinion. You can go with whoever you want, but I definitely checked out therapyforblackgirls.com, and this can connect you with local therapists in your area. But also, you know, kind of thanks to the pandemic, we can connect with people that aren't in our area as well, because a lot of people are doing things virtually. So you could see a therapist in Washington DC, in New York City, in Florida, and you could live in North Carolina. So that is also a great resource, especially if you are hesitant about you know, being out in the open with COVID. And okay, so for the people who are like, yeah, therapy's great, and everybody always says therapy is a good resource, but I can't afford therapy, I don't have money to spend on therapy. Podcasts are a great way to kind of think about your mental health. Journaling. So I take the podcast and I take the therapy and I just merge the two together, and I take notes while listening to my therapy podcast, and voila, like it helps a lot. And of course sometimes you won't have your questions answered, but you can take notes and reflect on what you need to reflect on. Of course, Therapy for Black Girls is a podcast that you could actually listen to. I listened to them for a while, but my favorite podcast for therapy right now is a podcast called Mental Health Remix. Now for physical health, like I said, I've been working out more frequently now, and it is kind of hard, you know, to go to the gym. I was fortunate enough to be able to have a personal trainer to kind of keep me motivated, which I will start again in 2021. You definitely don't need to have a personal trainer. It's kind of like having a therapist and having a personal trainer. Like, those are options, but your alternative to having a personal trainer would be to watch a workout video that kind of shows you what to do to get, you know, your body together. So there are some good resources. Take it. I keep seeing these numbers, y'all. I already saw 333 today. Now I'm seeing 444. How do you describe this year in 3 to 5 keywords? I mean, revealing, unexpected, and like mixed emotions. That's how I would describe this year. Revealing, unexpected, and a handful of mixed emotions. Question number 4. What new skills did you learn? So I learned how to make a mask. If a lot of people may know, some people may not know, I sold masks. I don't know when I started. Maybe April, maybe May, I don't know. But I started selling masks via Instagram DMs, and I actually made a good bit of money, and that is a new skill that I learned how to do. So next time a pandemic hits, you hit me up and I can get you your own custom mask. In 2021, I will not be selling any masks just because I'm shifting my focus onto greater things that don't involve the pandemic. So you should still wear a mask, but you just can't get them from me. Number 5, what did you do for career growth? For career growth, I mean, I'm a merchandiser, so I'm still fairly new at it. I've been working as a merchandiser for a little bit over a year now, and it's kind of what I do to help me grow in situations is I try to like learn from everybody, take everybody's feedback, or kind of look at what they're doing and kind of implement that into the work that I'm doing within my own accounts. That's really what I try to do. Of course, I always ask for help. Asking for help is my middle name. Honestly, I'm always going to ask for help if I really don't understand something, because I'd rather ask for help now than mess it up later. Beyond my office 8 to 5 job, I was seeking a mentor. Really just need to learn a new skill as far as sewing went, and so I found a mentor. I worked with her for a few months. I kind of just want that one-on-one time with me and another person just teaching me the skills that I specifically need to know. Next question, what are you the most proud of this year? If we rewind all the way to the end of 2019, I went on a trip to San Francisco, and in San Francisco I presented to one of my accounts, and it went really good, and that kind of pumped me up for 2020. Also proud of starting my business, my little side hustle with the mask, because I made a pretty good amount of money. And what else I'm proud of? I got pre-qualified to buy a home, which is exciting. If it would have like went my way, but you know what, no hard feelings. Hard feelings, but no hard feelings. We don't talk about that one, so I know y'all, I'm ready to talk about it. Look. Okay, last question for 2020. Ooh. Let's see. What did you let go of in 2020? Bad vibes. I let go of just a lot of stuff, I would say. I'm still trying to let go of a lot of stuff, but letting go of stuff is kind of like freeing for me. It kind of sets my life up a lot better because it's just less clutter around me. It's less mess. It's less unnecessary things. So letting go of stuff is really beneficial. Did I let go of anything else? Oh, letting go of Facebook friends. I let go of a lot of people on Facebook because y'all was just talking crazy. I let go of so many things on Facebook because a lot of my followers revealed their true, or a lot of my friends on Facebook revealed their true colors when it came to viewpoints, such as George Floyd. I was not afraid to unfollow, unsubscribe, unfriend anybody on any social media platform when it came to conversations such as Black Lives Matter, the protests, the presidential election. None of that negativity was gonna clog my brain up. A little story time real quick. I tried to screenshot the conversations, but Jesus said no, so they didn't get screenshotted. But okay, so this conversation was about George Floyd. And if I can find the post, because I feel like multiple people were posting it, Googling this made me nauseous, honestly. Like, just stuff like that. Like, it just makes me so sick. And when I saw one of my friends on Facebook posted this, it literally made me so upset. And not to say that people can't have different opinions than me, but what she did was very ignorant and disrespectful. And honestly, if you are gonna think that way, then you don't need to be my friend. So whatever, cutting off Facebook friends, cutting off Instagram friends, whatever it may be, I was fine with letting them go. And I just want to leave you guys all on just, you know, taking this with you. I know for 2020 it's been a very fearful year for so many of us for so many different reasons, but honestly, fear is the only way we can feel favor. If fear never existed, how would we know what favor feels like? So that's all I wanted to say. I want to wish favor into your year for 2021. Now that we've had a fearful year, I think we're all ready to experience some favor into the new year. If you haven't already, if you need something to uplift your spirits into the new year, there's a bunch of things you could do. But one of the things that I did personally is I wrote down a list of everything I accomplished, and I made a list of 20 things actually, which is a lot. But I put like simple stuff like, you know, finishing 3 seasons of Survivor, which is like my go-to show right now. Just stuff like that, like starting my first, rebooting up my YouTube again. I encourage everybody to do that just to kind of reflect and see that 2020 wasn't all bad, and we could take a little bit of the good and apply that into 2021 for a great next year. So until then, I will see you all next time. Bye, honey.
What do you have a comment? No, I ain't say anything. I didn't say nothing.